So why is your ex attacking your new relationship? One of the things you have to understand is everything is about control and supply. But even when they leave you, and if they pretend like you don't exist, everything is still about exerting control and having that, being able to get that emotional reaction from you. Now, it may not seem like it when you're being ignored, but when you're still giving them energy and attention, when you're still basically chasing them, or they know that they're getting to you, then they still feel that they have control. But here's the thing, once that dynamic starts to change, and basically when that dynamic stops and things aren't the way they used to be, that's when things start going a little weird. So typically in the past, I've talked about their changing tactics, and this really is no different. Whenever anything changes, and one thing that you need to be prepared for, you need to mentally prepare yourself for, is every time you adapt to a situation, every time you change, they are going to change with you. And again, this is no different when you are getting over them and finding someone new. They adapt and may very well target your new relationship. And here's the other thing that you need to be prepared for. They might even, well, no, they're more than likely going to use your children to help in that, well, help isn't the right word, but to achieve their goal of basically trying to sabotage that new relationship. So you have to remember and understand how they operate, what they do and how they do it. They are always seeking supply and control. They're seeking that reaction from you. They're trying to get basically under your skin and to prove to themselves that they still have control over you, that they can still make you feel like crap, that they can make you stressed and anxious, that your energy and attention is still focused on them. This is no different than all the other things you probably experienced. And I've talked about these situations in the past where every time in my situation, whenever I thought I had a realization and moved to a new level, things changed, that she did something different to basically try to re-exert that level of control and to get that level of supply that she was used to get from me. So they are attacking your girlfriend or your boyfriend for the same reason that they've done everything else. If you look at past situations, more than likely they haven't shared school information, right? So you probably went through the phase where you're telling them you need to follow the court order and you're supposed to share information, and they're fighting you on it, or they're forgetting, or they're playing these stupid little games, because it's all about that control and that level of supply. When they're attacking your new relationship, it's the same thing. They feel like their control is slipping and they try to do things to re-exert that control. They want that control and they're seeking and they need that reaction. And bottom line is they definitely don't want you to do anything to be happier than they are, or more successful than they are, or have a better relationship than they have, or to be, to have moved on. They want you to be stuck in that mode where you are, like I said before, that you're constantly thinking of them, that you're focusing your attention, even if it's rage, onto them, because then they know that they have you. And when you start to have a new relationship and you start to be happy and you start focusing your attentions on this new person, it is going to drive them crazy. Now the problem is, in that craziness, that can bleed over into your relationship and cause drama and chaos in your own situation and with your kids. So how do you deal with this? Well, first thing, like I said before, you have to remember who they are and what you're dealing with. That is critical. Second, you need to look at the black hole thinking videos and the absolute thinking videos, because that will really help you to drive that first point home and give you some skills and techniques to help you to actually achieve that. And I'll put links to those right up there to where you can get to those videos if you haven't seen them before. And if you have seen them before and you're struggling with this, you might want to go check them out again, because probably a little refresher could be helpful for you. Okay, lastly, you need to have an open and frank conversation with your new relationship so they really understand what they are getting involved in. Most people don't really understand how devious and deceitful how these people can be. So here's the thing, most people really don't understand how this works. And more than likely your new relationship, unless they've been through this before and they have experience in it, they're not gonna really understand it either. So you really need to have a conversation about what's going on, what the expectations are, the type of person that you think you're dealing with, so that they understand and can appreciate the complexities of this situation. And let me just say, you will be much better off if you have those conversations before any of this really happens. So, hopefully you've been able to keep the relationship as you're building it, private or pretty much out of the eyes. You don't really want to be flaunting it with the kids or, flaunting it to your ex, although you're probably going to want to, because you're going to want to drive home that you're moving on and whatever. But giving them that information too early doesn't really help you. If you can have those conversations before these situations happen so that that your new relationship understands what the complexities are and what the expectations are, then when it happens, they'll probably be better prepared for it. Bottom line though, is they're probably not really gonna understand it and really appreciate it until it starts happening to them. So you're still really better off if you can start having conversations about that early. Obviously you're not, don't be doing it on the first date, but as this relationship becomes serious, you want to have those conversations and, basically share with your new relationship what exactly is going on. It could also be helpful to have them watch some of these type of channels so that they can see what's happened with other people, see some of the techniques that you're learning that are probably going to be helpful for them as well. Like everything going through this is a really difficult situation. And it's really tough whenever you finally find somebody and you're working on your new relationship and then your ex out of the blue starts attacking, either overt or covertly what's going on. You really need to be prepared for it so that you don't get blindsided by it. Okay, so I hope that helps you prepare for this, if you can ever really prepare for all of this stuff. But it's really something important, something to really think about before it happens, just so you're prepared for it. And inevitably, like I've talked about on other videos, is they adapt and they change their tactics to try to maintain that control and to try to keep that emotional influence over you. But as you learn more about this and as you understand what they're doing and why they're doing it, then you can defend against it a little bit better and minimize and mitigate a lot of the things that they're doing. All right, I'm gonna wrap this video up. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please subscribe. If you haven't gone over to the Dad Surviving Divorce website and signed up for the newsletter, please run over and do that. I would appreciate it, and I will chat with you guys on the next video. Take care, bye.